Hi YouTube, my name is Ram. You might know me as Overset Text over at Instagram and Twitter, and this is what I learned doing a poster every day for 365 days. You might know me from Instagram because I'm famously known for my 365 project that I completed on June 8th, 2022. And I got a lot of questions that I did not answer for 2 months. So hopefully this video will answer every question you have, and hopefully if you're thinking about doing a 365 project yourself, you watch this video, because I will tell you exactly why I did it, how I did it, everything, most everything. Hopefully. I don't know. So let's just go from why I did it. Well, I did it because I was pretty much depressed creatively and personally. I was living with my parents. I still am. At the time, I'm still doing that. I had no job because the pandemic. I quit my job and wanted to do freelancing. Kind of a dumb idea at the time when you have no client base, no followers on Instagram, no nothing. So I was kind of like doing nothing for a few months, and I was just depressed. My therapist said I had no job, but yeah, my therapist was like, yeah, you need to start something, you need to do something. I did this one small project because I was like a photographer. That turned out well. I was like, oh, okay, projects are cool. So, and I've always wanted to do a 365 project because Roy Cranston, who's one of my big inspirations for this project, did one in 2019, and I've always wanted to do one, but I was always kind of like scared and just like, how could I do that? Like you know, because Roy is so good, how could I do that? I'm just a nobody. I mean, at the time. So I was like, but I had nothing. I was at the rock bottom of my life. No job, no girlfriend, no nothing to my name. So I was like, okay, let me just do this. I just started it on June 9th, couple days after my 27th birthday. Yes, I'm 27. And yeah, I just started doing it. So, and this is one of the biggest things you need to realize before starting, because like when I started it, I did not go into it thinking like, oh, I'm gonna get so many big followers, I'm gonna be a big boy, I'm gonna be a big influencer. And no, I didn't. That was in the back of my mind for sure. I did want that, but what I really wanted was to improve my graphic design, because in my full-time job I was a newspaper designer before in town, and it was so creatively unfulfilling. I was kind of just like a bot on InDesign. I was just doing InDesign stuff every day. And I just wanted to like improve my graphic design. So I had two tenets. I had two motivations going into it. Because I had no followers. Like Overset Text, that account existed. I had no followers. I had like 50 at the time. And I didn't even really I had like 4 posts on it. So I started from 50 to now 80,000. But one thing I wanted was I wanted to improve my graphic design. I wanted to learn. I wanted to be better. So that was number 1. And number 2, I wanted to have fun. Like I wanted to explore and just really, just have fun. I know that's kind of a foreign concept for graphic designers, but you need to have fun, especially if you're gonna do it for a year straight. But yeah, those are the 2 motivations of why I started it, and I kind of just did it. It was very rocky at the beginning, but I kind of created a routine for myself. So another thing that you need to realize when you do this project is you need to make this a priority in your life. I know we all have like lives, but for me, and I'm just telling you guys my experience, obviously you're watching my video, I didn't really have anything, so it's my number 1 priority. But then even as we kind of, as I progressed, as I grew, as I got more client work, the 365 was always a priority for me. So that was kind of like my mindset. Like this was gonna be like, I did everything. I prioritized it so much. Like it was everything in my life. And I'm not telling you guys that you need to do this, but for me, it was kind of like a make or break situation for me, because I had nothing. Like I had no job. I had nothing. So I was just like, I need to do this. This is, and I wanted it to be like my life's work. Like I wanted to be like a cohesive piece where I put everything I had into it every day. So that was kind of like my mindset. But you don't need to do that. I don't think you need to, but you do need to really prioritize it if you really are serious about like the two things I talked about: getting better at graphic design and having fun. Like, so basically this is what I did. Like in the middle, this is where after like a couple of trial and errors, I've kind of developed a routine on to make it like fun. Because you know like I did have a routine. So here's my routine. Let's just go there. Here's my routine. I'd wake up immediately. I would get a cup of coffee, and then I would go design immediately. I would open up Photoshop. I would have whatever. So that is, and then I would work for 3 hours straight. Okay. Or 2 hours, however long it took me to make a design. And I would typically wake up around like 10. I don't know, 10, 9. Really depends. And then I would just go at it. Usually I'd be done by like 12. And I would post it. And then I would do the rest of my things. So that's kind of like the mechanical part of it. Like I would do that pretty much for most of the time. Even when I was traveling, I would do that. And then after that, it just kind of became a habit. It becomes a habit. And I kind of like, I needed to do it. Like my body was aching for graphic design. Like right now, as you're watching this, I'm not doing it anymore. It's like I'm like 2 months out. I hate it, guys. Like my routine has totally been destroyed, and I've been I am now a Fortnite addict. I can't stop playing Fortnite. This is what happens when you stop doing a 365. You become a Fortnite addict. Watch me on twitch.tv/oversettext to watch me play Fortnite. Please also go on oversettext.com, buy a print, buy a t-shirt, buy this t-shirt so I could buy more skins on Fortnite. Okay, that's the plug. Anyways, so yeah, you need to build a routine. And people always ask me, how did you escape art block? How did you escape burnout? Well, first of all, I think creative burnout and art block are two different things in my mind. But once you create a creative momentum, you just kind of like keep going. Like that's what I found for myself, where I was like, oh, I want to make stuff. I kept making stuff, and I was like, okay, then yeah, I just kept. It's like a snowball effect. It was very slow at the beginning, but once I got around day 35 or something, or day 27, actually, I would say day 27 is when it started really going, really enjoyable, or really, I had a groove. So, and people always ask me like, how do I keep making stuff? Like, how do I get inspiration? How do I come up with all these ideas? Well, one, I always use a notes app and a Pinterest. So when I do a notes app, I just literally write down ideas. Because if you don't write it down, write down your ideas or sketch it out, whatever. Write it down, because you will forget about it. You will not remember. You say you're going to remember, you're not going to remember. Trust me. So write it down and make a Pinterest. And really just, for me, I always kind of like, I think of like, one of the things I really enjoyed about my work, or like my style when I developed it, I didn't make this. My style is basically like 70s, 80s advertising. I really enjoyed that. I really enjoy writing copy. I really enjoy writing jokes, because at the time when I was making stuff, nobody was really funny. I know now it seems saturated. Now it seems saturated on Instagram. Everybody's doing it. But at the time when I was doing it, nobody else was doing it. The only person I know who did it was I'm Josiah. And Elliot is a cool guy. Those are one of my two inspirations. Actually, they were tagged in my first post of the 365. They were tagged. They never saw it because I was a nobody. But thank you to them. So yeah, so Josiah was the only person who was doing that style the most popular in my opinion, and I kind of like followed her lead, and I discovered this one copywriter, Tom McElligott. If you search up Tom McElligott, there's this one page, there's this blog post which I always refer to, like he is like my number one inspiration. And I know the art director is like Ron Anderson, so he did the design. So but that design style was like a thing that I really wanted to do, and I kind of just like, but also I did that, and that's kind of like what got me popular, because like the paper straw post was like, when I did the paper straw post, that's when I realized like, oh, like there is an audience to be funny, and I could be funny and political at the same time. So here's another thing, is that you need to draw from what you know. Like you need to, they say write about what you know, design about what you know. Design about what you know. And what I know is what I love, I guess, know and love, is I love myself. A lot of my posters are like, they're mostly diary entries, so whatever is on my mind, that is what gets put on the 365. So a lot of emotions about just like what I'm feeling. I like politics, I like mental health, I like being funny. So I kind of just like, and that's kind of just like my personality in a nutshell. So I kind of just did all that and put it all together. So I would advise you to figure out what you like, you know, who you are. Really put yourself in the graphic design, because I know when we work for clients, it's not really us who are doing more of what the client wants. But if you're doing a project or just for your personal work, you really have the opportunity to be your own client, to be yourself. So really find out what you enjoy and put it in the work, because like the more I found that the more I put myself in my work, the more it resonated with people, or you know. So also I like spirituality, so there's a lot of all that sprinkled in through the whole 365. And yeah, I also use the 365 as an opportunity to explore a lot of different styles, because like I said in the beginning, one, it's about like, you know, learning. It's all about learning, like honing my craft, learning new things. Every 365 I kind of like push myself in one way, in terms of like, do I want to, what do I learn, like what am I learning here, how could I improve this a little bit, and or what can I express that I haven't expressed before. So those are always the things and things I did. But there are some strategies on how to really, these are the strategies I use to how to like keep going. One of them is this approach, because I figured out that like I was going to be a freelancer. Once I decided I wanted to be a freelancer, Instagram is, it's, you know, it's a platform that you need to do stuff, or like you need to be big, or you need to make bangers. And especially with the 365, I kind of did this approach where I did one for myself and one for the algorithm. And when I say one for the algorithm, I mean do one of your style, because like you explore. So for example, for me, for the first 30 days, it was just a bunch of stuff. And then once I'm really glad I started using paper straws posts, which is right here. Once that blew up, I was like, oh, okay. So this, like, we always have this, like, people on Instagram always has this, like, thing where I fear is like, will I be the paper straw guy? Will I make posts that just look like this and over and over and over again? I had that choice, but I decided not to, because like I feel like that would really stunt my growth artistically. So I would still do that stuff. Like it would be evolved, you know, but I would always go the next day, I would make something that might be completely different. And the thing with this approach is that sometimes the Venn diagram of things that are popular with the algorithm, and also that you like to do, or something new that you like, that you really enjoy, sometimes those overlap, and you find a new style that could be popular. Because like let's be honest, like I'm on Instagram. I like getting likes and followers. Like, I like that. And I think that's a good, like, motivator, honestly. It shouldn't be the only motivator, but it really motivated me. So I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. I mean, I don't know. I would probably still be doing it if I didn't get any likes or followers, but I really just like enjoy, you know, the community aspect of it. And just, yeah, I enjoy getting a lot of followers. Well, sue me. I like getting followers, but I did not want to fall into that trap where I just kind of kept like appeasing the algorithm. So it's kind of a balance. People always ask me like how I just kept it up. But basically, I think there's like a balance when you do a 365, because like you want to create stuff. You know, people always say like wait for inspiration, right? Wait for inspiration and that'll come. But the problem with that is, what if inspiration never comes? So 365 is a great way to just kind of like not necessarily force yourself. I don't like saying force, but it's kind of like a regimented, fun time. Because to keep going through this project, you have to have fun. Like I'm already telling you that now. If you don't find it fun, if you're thinking about doing it and you do it for the first week and it's not fun, then it's not gonna be for you. I don't think so. But also at the same time, you have to push yourself a little bit. Like you can't all just be like, oh, I'm gonna just do it when I feel like it. Like I don't feel like working out, but when I do work out, I feel better afterwards. It's kind of like the thing with the 365 is like, it's like scheduled fun. You need to think of it as scheduled fun. And this kind of goes back to motivation. You need to really think about the motivation. So again, my first two motivations are learning new things and having fun. If I do one of those or both, it was success and I would post it. So you need to set aside time and kind of just do it, you know. But yeah, so that's I just kind of did that for 365 days. Well, let me get into like some nitty-gritty stuff. Like, what did I use every day? Everything I did was on Photoshop, and 90% of the project was on Photoshop. I would sometimes use InDesign, sometimes Illustrator, and then sometimes sometimes After Effects, but 90% Photoshop. For my textures, I use a lot of Andrei Azizov's textures, so you could get them in the links somewhere here. They'll probably be in the description. I also use Black Market for textures, and for fonts, I didn't really use a lot of fonts, and most of my fonts are from Adobe fonts. So if you have subscribed to Adobe, which chances are you are subscribed to Adobe, I just did Adobe fonts, and the fonts that I used right on top of my head: Futura, of course, Meno Display, Ivy Presto, a bunch. I had a bunch of fonts that I would probably just be listed here. These are my fonts that I enjoy. They're all here. These are the font. This is a nice font, isn't it? If I don't answer one question, maybe I'll do another video, because this is kind of like very disorganized. I just really wanted to do this because I've been procrastinating on it, and I've kind of, I should just do it, because that's kind of the thing. Another thing I learned on the 365 is like, just do it and just post it. And maybe this is my way of doing YouTube, so I could just post it and I could start doing it more. Anyways, that's just for this YouTube video. I don't know. I gotta edit it now. Do you like and subscribe? Smash that notification bell. Should I make more videos? Who knows? Maybe I will. One that is under 10 minutes, probably. So it would be concise. So anyways, I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.